tells me this was to gain a better vantage point. And then during the signing of the register, she gave a full rendition of This Old Man. Well, here we are, some 25 years later. That does sound like a special anniversary year, does it not? Right. She's gained a better vantage point, but perhaps from a different perspective. And even This Old Man's made an appearance. As Kath didn't seek redress during the ceremony, perhaps an anniversary gift would be in the offing. We nevertheless have fond memories of Helen growing up. She provided us with many moments of joy. She could swim very well. She did very well in her school athletics. And she would also narrate our sort of family holiday videos. She obviously didn't inherit that skill from me, but I did have some success. We were able to take the children on some skiing holidays, and Helen took to it like a duck to water, actually. And she told me that this was the only thing she could do. So was this to be my legacy, to teach my daughter how to go downhill faster than me? Hopefully not. Fortunately, Cynthia came to the rescue. When Helen was about 14, I remember she suggested she read a copy of Daphne du Maurier's Rebecca as an alternative to her then reading of Just 17 magazine. And I was impressed with how she took up this offer, and she went on to compare that author with other more modern authors, and did very well in the subject. Indeed, both the ladies in our family have an interest in literature, including 19th century literature of Dickens, Bronte's, Jane Austen, etc. And maybe it was an omen that Helen rang excitedly to tell us of her engagement not a stone's throw away from Bronte country. For my part, I can't tell you how many times I've sat through Pride and Prejudice with them. I have a lot of sympathy with Mr. Bennet. Can you imagine having 5 teenage daughters and subsequently 5 weddings? She nevertheless went on to study literature at Kingston Grammar School, along with history, I think. Incidentally, Kingston Grammar School is a very good rowing school. I think Helen did wonder about rowing until she found that the training started before the nightclubs closed. She nevertheless navigated her way upstream through some choppy waters to the University of Birmingham. To read medieval and modern history. And in the final year of that course, she met Adam and studied the industrial heritage of Birmingham. Could this have been another omen? She went on to live in the jewellery quarter. She put those communication skills to good use, and they had their rings crafted there. She met Adam as in a shared student let. It sounds familiar, that, doesn't it? Sorry, I've just lost my place there. So we can really only speculate as to what the spark was for the romance. I was thinking maybe it was those quiet Tuesday evenings spent at St Andrews. The quiet strolls along Broad Street, or cryptically, which we'll have to explain later, Adam's muscles. We were introduced to Adam, and he seemed to be a very thoughtful and polite person, a seemingly increasingly rare commodity these days. Maybe it was just that he couldn't get a word in edgeways. When he was over the shop, we found him to be delightful company and very knowledgeable. There was some consternation, however, that the amount of football on television increased, and that he didn't support that famous West Midlands club, but the one in blue. I can tell you that my theme today will be available for him in Barnsley and Middlesbrough next year. I know that Bob and Marilyn are very proud of his achievements, and so they should be. He seemed destined for a career in research following his doctorate, and I know that he was very well thought of. However, his future calling became patently obvious. He had to move to Yorkshire, and that's where they'll make their new home. Now, before finishing, I would just like to digress for a minute and give a special mention for my wife Cynthia, because without her we wouldn't be here today. And contrary to my earlier suggestion, she has good qualifications to be a mother-in-law. She's known Adam for some time now, and I know she's really relaxed and looking forward to a ringing endorsement of Adam's character from The Best Man. I asked her if there was anything she would like to say today, and she actually said yes, just quote Mr. McCulber from David Copperfield. To modern paraphrase it, if your income exceeds your expenditure, results happiness. If your expenditure exceeds your income, results misery. I hope I don't look too miserable today. As I said, it is an unqualified privilege to be here today. I stand here with pride at seeing our treasure and beautiful daughter, a married woman. We're delighted to welcome Adam as a new son-in-law, and it is without prejudice that I hand over to him. It's, you've known one another for some time now, so it should be plain sailing. But in those famous words of the blues, keep right on to the end of the road. In accordance with Helen's new initials, we wish you a healthy, loving and happy relationship in your married lives together. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me in raising your glasses in a toast to the bride and groom.
Bride and groom.